40 bogeys? That's not bad. 40 bogeys is not bad. 40 bogeys is not bad at all. I'll have to accept it. How you guys doing today? Did I get Taco Bell today? No, I did not. Tell me you have good news. The good news is there's only 9 more months to the bull market, baby. It's going by fast. It's going by fast. I like what I'm seeing, man. Alright, how are we? I'm here. 70 viewers, not bad, not bad. 70 viewers, not bad, not bad. Buy Litecoin at 27, 24. No, I'm not buying Litecoin, bro. Litecoin's rubbish. If we go down to the zero, Litecoin will hold up well, but you know, we need to try and find something better. Just did a job interview in a new city 2 hours away for $34 an hour. Yo, hopefully you get it, man. Hopefully you get it, dude. That's a lot of money. For 22 years old? That's a lot of money for anyone, but come on, Subway, you can do this, bro. If you get that job, you can save your money. You can buy Solana at 50 bucks. Dude, you'll be in the mix, man. You can do this, brother. Good luck. Stocks are better. Yeah, for now. But the more little pullbacks we get, yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's starting to look like this, isn't it? Whenever the S&P starts getting a little choppy, a little chop action, huh? It's not, whenever the S&P gets a little bit choppy, you start getting some bearishness creeping in. Let's see, you think this bottom would line up with November or September? Yes, it does. Yo, what? You guys think the S&P is topping here? Hold on a second now. Hold on now. When we start getting these little drawdowns, yeah, the daily stock RSI is overbought now. When we start getting these little drawdowns, it doesn't look like much, but it starts tugging on the large time frames. Let's see. Yeah, that's fucking bearish, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude. Holy shit. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Oh, man. Yo, nobody's pointing this out. Brother. We've got to get some type of correction for the S&P. It's coming. This one was 10%. So if we fell 10%, that would put us back at 620. That's it. Doesn't mean we have to crash. But like you can see the weakness takes a while to show up. So we don't necessarily have to crash, but like it's coming. Let's see what we could do here. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know what the S&P is going to do, but I don't know. Let's see. MicroStrategy's doing good. MicroStrategy looks like it's going to bounce. That's a good sign. I think we're good. I hope. Most crypto companies are going to go bankrupt. So we did just get a weekly candle. Yo, I can't believe we've been down here for 4 weeks already. Well, this is the fourth week now, but we've been bullish for 3 weeks already. We got to start pumping soon, man. Because this whole thing was 70 days. Yeah, 70 days is the end of January. So we got to start moving. This is going to move. Yeah, look, the heat map is green now. I'm gonna get a new candle today. I wonder if it's gonna be blue. Yeah, if we get a blue candle, that's it. I wonder if it is gonna be blue. But we did not get a weekly arrow. So no weekly arrow just yet. The weekly arrow will signal the downside is on the horizon. Happened in February, which we started going down 50 days later. It happened here, which we didn't go down for another 140, but the altcoins topped here. So I can't say exactly what it's going to look like, but the altcoins started crashing 30 days after the blue arrow in 2018, and they started crashing 50 days in 2022. So we don't have it yet, which I think is good because we don't want it yet. But I wonder what makes it come. I guess when I guess when the second or the third, when the second moving average crosses down. Yeah, but that looks like it's happening right now. If we don't start rallying soon, we might get a blue arrow. Yo, it's possible the move down is in January. All right, this was 70 days to the bottom. 70 days is... Oh shit, it is January. Yeah, you think the move down is in January? Actually, this was only 63 days. Oh shit. How could that be? Wow, this was only 60 days? Yo, what? Dude, if we don't even go up, man, it's over. Like it's over, but are we not even gonna get the rally? That might be why it's moving the way that it's moving. Because once you hit this level, it's time to go down. That might be why it's taking so long. What do you think, chat? I didn't realize this whole thing was only 64 days. I thought it was longer. So then where are we? Here? 28 days? No, we're only at 20 days. What the fuck? Yo, it's going so fast. Wow. 91 viewers, is this the bottom? You guys been saying that for like 3-4 months. You have to understand that there is no bottom. All right. My YouTube channel will slowly fade to dust over the next 3 to 5 months. And then sometime in the summer of next year, it'll be completely dead. But hopefully we're in a good position by then, so. This is bear market activity. That's what you're seeing. When the viewers really start to die, it's because people have left. They've given up. And rightfully so. It's bearish. But I would like to think that we're going to get this relief. We should get this relief rally. I think MicroStrategy is looking good. Yeah, no, this is going to happen, man. We're going to get this relief rally. Look at that, man. This can't stay down here forever. It's got to go up. There's a big relief rally brewing. Yeah, look, even here, he did the same thing. But it took 71 days from the low to the peak. Yeah, I guess I miscalculated. It looks like January is going to be the top. I mean, I guess January, February is the same thing. It's a rough ballpark. But my question is, if the top is in January, then maybe we don't go straight down. Maybe it's a little skewed. I don't know. How could we go down in January, though? That doesn't make any sense. I guess it's not impossible. So the bottom's in April? Nah, let's not pump let's not get over carried away. Let's see where we get this rally. But we're just not budging at all. Which I'm glad because there's no FOMO, but it's got to go up a little bit. Look, we're just like floating in nowhere. We're floating in no man's land. The last time we did that, you can't even say that's ever happened before. Because even here, well, maybe it happened in the past. But even here, you printed a couple of candles and then you shot right back up to the channel. Like we're almost floating in no man's land, like it's about to go down again. No, ETH looks more reactive than Bitcoin does. Nah, let's see. We should get the relief rally, honestly. I mean, it doesn't have to happen, but it should. It's about to be December 10th already. Yeah, look, you even have this double bottom going on. You even got this too. So if we need this to bleed, we get to bounce. No, we're out of time for that. This got to bounce now. Oh, yes, but see, we went down even though this went up. So this went up and we went up and then we went down and but it still kept going up. Okay. So yeah, we could do that actually. We could go down for a new low on this indicator even though the price doesn't. And then the capitulation starts. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so the bear market. Yeah, see, look, this thing just fell off the table from December. The real one is the monthly time frame, but I'm trying to see where we are as far as 2022. This thing nosedived from spring of 2021 and just went all the way down until May. We topped in March of 2024 and we're still going down. So this got a bottom soon, no? I guess it bottoms on the first move down. Yeah, it bottomed in the bear market too. Look, it does bottom near the bear market. Or it does bottom at the bottom of the bear market. It bottomed both times. What about 2014? What happened? Yeah, so when this indicator bottoms, the bull run. Oh yeah, it does bottom at the bottom. Look at that. Look at this dude. Look at that shit. No shit. And it's been falling since 2024. Yeah, so I guess whenever this thing goes like this, you'll know the bottom is got a real move, not a fake move. But it's still bearish because look at how low it is. Yeah, look, this indicator made a lower low even though we're higher up than we were in May. Yeah, nah, we're bearish, chat. I know there's a lot of people running around saying that we're making a higher low, but the indicator made a lower low, which is bearish. Alright, we should get the bounce. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it. That's what they want. That's what they want. If the bottom is here, we're really not that far away, dude. If you really think about it. So we're gonna get the bounce. Yeah, and that's it, pretty much. I wonder, do you think it could be January? Oh, no, 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 it's not gonna be. I just corrected myself. Yeah, I posted this in the Discord server. It should still be February. The reason why I'm getting thrown off is because I'm looking at MicroStrategy, but MicroStrategy topped out with Bitcoin in 2021 as far as the second peak. This time around, it topped early. It topped in July, even though Bitcoin topped in October. So that's why the data is a little bit off. Okay, I remember I said that this morning, but I forgot. Yeah, MicroStrategy, I got to look at Bitcoin. I can't look at MicroStrategy. That's why I'm getting thrown off. But even this, right? This whole stretch was only 70 days. So the fact that we're already at 20 days, 70 days is the end of January. So if Bitcoin does not make a new all-time high by the end of January, that's it. The Ethereum should start going down from the end of January. But we should start getting some relief now because the end of January is 40 days from now. So I think it could be the reason why it's not moving is because we don't have that much room. I think it's a possibility. Obviously, I'm not going to know for sure. You got to ask your favorite YouTuber. But there's really not that much room to go up. That could be why it's taking so long. And when's the Fed meeting? This week? Shouldn't it be this week, you think? Whoa, we got 150 viewers in the chat. David B for 2 says TA on MPC looks like it triple topped. I appreciate the 2. MPC, Marathon Petroleum Corporation. MPC. Am I looking at the right thing? I don't see a triple top. Or are you looking at this? I don't even know where the price of oil is. This could be bullish because it's just following the price of oil, but the problem is the price of oil is down here. So unless you'd probably have to look at the price of oil, but I guess you're saying a triple top on the small time frame. It still could be bullish though, unfortunately. I think you'd have to look more at the price of oil than normal, because in 2022 the price of oil went up and this stock went up as well, even though we were in a bear market. So even if we go into a bear market, this could still be bullish, you know? But I would imagine if 177 breaks, that should confirm your triple top. But for now, it's just consolidating. You know, there might even be one more thrust, and then it goes down. You know, like you could be in here somewhere where it's just consolidating. Especially if that's where the S&P is too, you know? Like, because if we think about this, how could we be looking for a relief rally for Bitcoin, but a crash for the stock market? That doesn't make any sense. So what could happen is it's a little different this time, because it's always a little different. But maybe if we get a relief rally for Bitcoin, does the S&P always fall in February? What happened in 2022? Okay, it fell in January. And then it fell in March. So what could be happening here, I'm going to get back to your oil stock, is maybe we get the relief rally now for Bitcoin. And we get something like this for the S&P, where the S&P is bullish until the end of January. And that's where the relief rally takes place. And then the bear market starts for the S&P in February, which would give us the reason to go down for Bitcoin. And then the S&P might just crash quick and then bottom in the summer. That could be in play. Because the S&P doesn't really look that bearish. And it's like you can't say the S&P is bearish, but then get a relief rally for Bitcoin. So it's almost like if the S&P goes down, then Bitcoin is also going to go down, which means we're ahead of schedule for even for a bear market. So your oil stock might not do anything for a while. Yeah, it might just sit here for a month. Actually, this sat here for 4 months. But I see, yeah, you potentially have this too. So I would say technically it is bullish as long as it's over 177. And anything below 177, and then it would be bearish. But you'd have to follow oil more closely than anything. Yeah, even if you want to say 183 too. Like 183 to 177 is the support. And you already tagged it. Nah, this thing might be bull. I'm not saying it has to be bullish, but you already tagged it on November 3rd. So I would say over 177 is bullish on this. Oil is crashing. Is it actually? I haven't been following oil. No, it's not. You know what could be? You know what could work though? If you're going this in depth, which we've done it before, I think before you found, I don't know when you found my YouTube channel, but there was a time where we looked at all of this shit. And when we do get super bearish, everything just sells off at the same time. And oil actually did too. Like even oil topped in March of 2022. So it is possible. Yeah, look, even October of 2018, it's like it's really interesting. Right before Bitcoin's about to go straight down, everything just starts collapsing. I don't know why that is. But the same thing happened with gold and silver in 2022. And in 2018. Did it happen in 2015 as well? Hold on. Yeah, oh no shit. Dude, these markets are all intertwined, man. I'm telling you. It's something's gonna happen in fucking February. I don't know what it is. March or February, one or the other. And maybe we're gonna get like what we got last time, where the price of oil is gonna go down because of some type of emergency. Yeah, so maybe. I think you could if you're playing 2027, then you're fine either way. But I think we look for some type of event in the spring. Cause like if you start looking at all of this shit, man, even gold and silver, I'm not gonna put both of them on the chart. I'll just put gold on the chart. See, gold actually sold off first in April of 2018. Sorry, yeah. Gold sold off early. But in 2022, it sold off together. What about 20? Yeah, even here, you see? They all just sold off together. So I think if you're really following oil like that, which I'm not, if oil doesn't start pumping by February, then it could start going down, which maybe we have a recession, right? Because typically everyone's pushing for QE. Doesn't QE come during a recession? Didn't they start QE before? Yeah, no, I know for a fact. Yo, chat, we already did this in 2022. They started QE in August of 2019, but in 2019 they printed they printed a negative GDP print, so it was going to be a recession. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna check. If that's not true, that's not true, but I'm pretty sure there was something wrong in 2019. Or maybe I know 2020 there was the GDP print, but something happened in August. So yeah, it could be worth a watch, man. Because every time Bitcoin's about to go straight down, oil actually goes straight down with it. So if the S&P starts crashing, then your oil stocks could also start crashing, yeah. With a crash, what could it go down to? Well, I guess it depends on the price of oil. It's heavily contingent on the price of oil. Because, I mean, look at this. You know, this thing did 77%. But it does look like it just follows oil. But it would probably be the basic thing, just 20%, 30%, probably like 140 to probably 140. Now, if there's some type of global event where oil goes to zero, then I don't know. It could go to $100. That's impossible for me to predict. I'm not gonna pretend to be naive and say, "Oh, I know where that is." It could go anywhere, but just off of a basic correction, you should go down to at least 140, which is like 25%. But if the S&P falls and oil falls, then you have your short trade. Then the bottom could be anywhere. I don't know. Maybe 98 to 100. But there's a lot more, like for oil specifically, there's more to it than like the oil stocks, you know. There's more to it than just the stock market. There's the whole price of oil, blah, 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 which now you're going down a bunch of different charts you'd have to look at. Christopher 10 says, can you please do analysis on GE? I appreciate the 10, man. That is awesome. General Electric or GE Aerospace? What the fuck is this? You talking about this? What a monster run this thing had. Yeah, but these stocks are so expensive. Look at how high up this thing is. Oh, it just recovered now. Yeah, why did I think GE was General? GE Aerospace? General Electric? Yeah, this says GE Aerospace. Yeah, it says it on the top left. How do you spell General Electric? Like, oh, here it is. Oh, what the fuck am I looking at? No, is it? Yeah, that's weird. It says NYSE. That's weird. Yeah, what? This is the same thing, General Electric Company. It's $286. How much is your stock that you're talking about? How much is your stock worth? Yeah, I don't think General Electric exists anymore. My wife just looked at what I'm watching and said this guy's the smoothest head. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to insult you. But if she wants to feel it up close, it's not that smooth. She's allowed to feel it up close, but no touching with her hands. No, I'm just kidding. That was really unprofessional. 286? Yeah, so that's what this is. Yeah, it's GE Aerospace. I don't know why it's called that, but I guess maybe they manufacture airplanes now. But listen, if we go into a bear market, then all of this shit has to come down, you know? So I would say you could say bullish over 270 for sure, just like the basics. And you're bullish over 245. Now, if we take out this 245 level, then you're going to have to look at the S&P, right? If the S&P is nuking to the downside, then we're going to blow through 245. Because even here, the S&P went down and this thing fell by 25%. So if the S&P starts going down 25%, then this thing is going to rug probably back to like the 150 area, 180 even. Now, if the S&P does a 2018 bear market, then there's no guarantees that this is going to go down. But this thing was just bearish the whole way down. I don't know what happened to this. This was just bearish. Yeah, stocks are not as predictable as crypto, in my opinion, at least for me. Because, like, we were in a bull market and this thing went to zero, literally. I don't know why. But I would say bullish over 270, bullish over 245. If it does break below 245, you'd probably be seeing a correction in the market overall, which means that everything is bearish. But if it doesn't end up correcting and it stays over 270 or 240, then I would look for 370 on here, which the market cap is 300 billion, so definitely possible. But I would actually take that back. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I would say, listen, you're actually hitting these levels up here too. If this thing doesn't break out by if this does not clear 336 by February, I really think that February, March is our date with destiny. If this is going to remain bullish, it's got to clear 336 by February. Because if it doesn't, and then the S&P starts rolling over, then this is going to roll over. And once it breaks 247, it could go anywhere. 180, 170. I would say the bottom for this would be whenever the S&P hits the 200-week moving average, which I noticed that for stocks too, because I'm not going to come on here pretending to be a stock guy, because I'm not. But most of the time, the stocks bottom when the S&P hits the 200-week moving average. So I have no idea where the bottom for this would be if it did break 240, but it would probably be whenever the S&P hits the 200-week moving average. So if this thing stays over 270 or 244, it is still bullish. Once we break 244, assuming it's a bear market, maybe it's not for the S&P, I don't know. But you would probably only break 244 if the S&P went down, which if you did, whenever the S&P hits a 200-week moving average, which would probably be around October or September, that's where the bottom is for here. So if this thing starts slicing through all the support, then it's going to go really low. But if it's kind of grinding down, then that means it's performing very strong. And it might not go down that far. But for right now, it's there's too early to say, like it's still bullish technically. So it's too early to say. So hopefully that makes sense. But I would say 270 and above is bullish. You should be at 330 by March. But if we roll over, there's just so many but because I don't know, you know. But I just feel like how could you say stocks are bearish and then have a relief rally for Bitcoin? That doesn't make any sense. So it's almost like by default the S&P is going to go up, which means that that stock should go up. So I'm going to put March, February-ish around there, I think is the timeline. So whatever kind of stocks we're looking at, if they're still bullish by the spring, if Bitcoin starts rolling over, then that is probably when the S&P starts rolling over. Because I can't, like Ron Walker's looking for, I don't even know what he's saying anymore, but like he's looking for a ginormous crash for the S&P, but it doesn't really seem likely because Bitcoin already crashed. So now if we get a relief rally, if we're expecting the relief rally to last until March or February, then that means the S&P can't go down. But that doesn't necessarily mean it has to go up either, because you did the same thing a year ago where you pretty much just floated around in the same spot. I mean, obviously this cutout is rubbish, but I'm just showing you what it could look like, right? Where we do nothing until February and then we go down. So I would argue if we don't see any type of bullish moves over the next 2 to 3 months, we might be going down in February. And I think February and March is also that bear market chart that everyone's pushing on Bitcoin. Like, oh, the bear market's over. I'm pretty sure February is where the bear market would end for Bitcoin Gold because it's 400 days. Excuse me, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? You see, you're going to see this chart all over the place. Oh, look, it's bear market's over for Bitcoin. No. It just means that gold is going to underperform. Yeah, look, February is 400 days too. I don't know. I think something's cooking for February, March. Maybe nothing happens. I'm not a TA guy, but that's what it looks like. So yeah, stocks are probably bullish until February or March or later. Maybe they're bullish all the way through. Because again, it's important to remember that half of Bitcoin's bear markets occurred in an S&P bull market. Bitcoin topped here and the S&P just went up for another year. Bitcoin topped here and the S&P went up for another 9 months. So just because we topped doesn't mean that the S&P has to top. 2022 was actually, I'm not going to say it was an anomaly, but it was not really predictable. Here, the S&P topped with Bitcoin. So it's 50-50. But at that time, it was only 33% chance. So the S&P is probably going to be bullish for the next 3 months. But this is the thing we're going to be watching. Is the S&P going to be bullish or is it going to go sideways? Because if it goes sideways, then you also know that it's about to roll over. I like what we're seeing right now. I really do. We're not moving. We got 200 viewers in the chat. Welcome, chat. I thought the stream was dying. I thought the stream was dead. I like what we're seeing. I think we're going to get the slow grind to the upside. And then we're going to hit 106 in like January or February and then start moving down. Because here's the thing. We gotta get down. If we're still at 90K or 80K in the spring, then at some point we're just gonna have to go down 50%. But I also showed you guys that the summer, nothing ever happens in the summer. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but no matter whether it's a bull market or a bear market, nothing ever really happens in the summer. Like we can just work backwards. In 2025, the summer started June 22nd, and the summer ended in October. We'll just say October because it's the end of September, right? I mean, nothing really happened. Yeah, you shot up originally, but then that was it. Like you came back to the same price anyway. Like nothing, like no major moves occurred. That's what I want to say. The summertime is very rare for a major move to occur. Even here, summer started where? June? By the end of the summer, you're in the same spot. Nothing really happened. You go back to 2023, the summer starts here. I guess you could argue you had a slight move for sure. I mean, it's not nothing, but 30,000 and 25,000. I guess it's technically something. But you could push the argument if you really zoomed in, did the summer start before that candle? Aha, it did. See? When's the summer? June 20th or June 21st? I think it's the 21st. So you went from 28,000 to 26,000, chat. You really gonna make a big stink about that? Like the summer really, you really didn't go anywhere. Like, yeah, you went up, but then you came back down. So my point is, you really don't do anything in the summertime. Like you don't have any type of shift, a paradigm shift, if you will. You know, even here, you started the summer at 20,000, you ended the summer at 20,000. So if you're going to get a big move, this one you could argue there was a shift. Because you started the summer down at like 34,000, but then you ended the summer up here at 40 something. So yeah, you could argue there was a shift here. You know, clearly you had a monster move. That's a fucking monster move. Let's not bullshit. So in 2021, you did have a monster move. In 2020, I mean, for the most part, you pretty much just chopped around, no? You get what I'm saying though, right? Like it's very rare. You started the summer at 9,600, you ended the summer at 10,600. You don't really see anything. Even in 2019, summer started here. You did nothing until the end of the summer. So the reason I'm showing you this, obviously we know 2018 was rubbish the whole summer. The reason I'm telling you this is because you kind of have to go down in the spring if it's going to go down. You know? 2017 was bullish the whole way through. The whole summer was bullish. I mean, 2017 was a wet dream. It's never going to happen again, as we know. But oh, you turned bearish in the summer here. Right, summer started in June. Started crashing. I guess, yeah, you could say you crashed in the summer here. All right, so technically it's not impossible, but now you're going to the point where Bitcoin was extremely volatile. Yeah, even here you did nothing all summer. I mean, it's very likely that the summer's a nothing burger. The summer was bullish in 2012. But you know, like you get the idea. 2016, what did we do? Yeah, see, the summer was a nothing burger. I mean, you clearly crashed, but you went from 750 to 630, 600, which is like 20%. So that's not the smallest move. But what I'm referring to here is this. You don't get this. This is what I'm talking about. The ginormous capitulation to hell has always come before the summer or after the summer, right? This one was right before the summer. This one was right after the summer, or I guess shortly after the summer, not right after the summer. So what I'm saying here is this. We should get a relief rally from now until the spring. And then if it's a bull market, you go up and make a new all-time high, you know? God bless to the moon. 4-year cycle is invalidated. But if we don't do that, and we come to February or March, February is 150 days from the top, which right now is only 77 days away. Every time you've come to that moment, you've gone straight down for the altcoins, at least. Bitcoin didn't go down in 2018. It did nothing. Well, it crashed, but then it did nothing. But the bottom was here in December. Our bottom was here in November. So if our bottom is in October, yeah, if we don't make a new high by February and we just do this, you got to go from 100,000 down to 45,000. Right? If we're assuming the bottom is going to be here somewhere, I don't see these low ass prices. Like 50K is more than enough somewhere in there. How would you go from 100,000 to 50,000? 8 months is a long time. But that's why I said what I said. The summertime, you don't really do anything, which means two things are possible. We're either going to go straight down into the summer, like this. Well, actually, it'd be stretched out, but you get the idea. Kind of like this. Or you would do what no one is probably expecting, which would be really fucking tragic, but I guess we have to be open to it, is if you did this, where everyone's saying crash, 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 there's no crash, you just bleed, and then the rug pull happens at the end. This would be nuts if we did this bullshit here. You know how many people would short and then it would bounce and just wreck everyone? And then it would crash at the end? That would be the worst case scenario. That would be pretty bad. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But we should technically be bullish for the next 3 months. Voltec for 10 says Mudang had a strange spike a couple of days ago. It spiked 100%. I panicked and saw the 60% increase rotate into another coin. Not sure if your chart shows. I appreciate the 10, man. That's awesome. Yo, if you got a 60% gain, that's a lot of money, dude. Way to go. Yeah, I think someone was asking about this yesterday. Yeah, nicely done, man. It's bouncing off the 618 retracement, so technically if we get a relief rally, you could spike back up again to 12 cents. But that's only like 40%. But the top is probably in at 20 cents, you know, because yeah, this thing just did a 4x almost, or 3x. It went from 6 cents to 20 cents. So, but technically in the short term, it is bullish over 88. If it breaks below 88, it's going to go down to 79. And if it breaks below 79, it's probably going to start rug pulling to the downside. But for now, it's probably going to chop around. As long as it's over 88, you should look for a spike to the upside. But the top is probably in at 20 cents. Because, I mean, you just undid the whole fucking year in that spike. So the fact that you sold it up there, you know, it's good on you. Nicely done. But I would say short-term bullish over 88 for sure. And if it ever falls below 88, you're going to get one of these patterns. Remember the shoe? Remember the Dogelon Mars shoe pattern? That's what it's going to do. So if it ends up falling below 88, then it's over. It's just going to go straight back down to 6 and then probably make a new low. Not right away, but it would take time. But I think it's more probable it spikes up and then goes down than just goes down. Especially if we're looking for a relief rally. But I mean, listen, the reality is it already went up so much. So if they just decide, fuck it, send it down, you'll break 88. So the only price that matters is 88. Everything else is rubbish. I appreciate the 10, man. It helps out a lot. Helps out a lot in times of despair. Aren't we supposed to hit the moving average around 108? The moving average is like 106, I think. I got 102. 102. Yeah, it's 102. But that could be why it's taken so long for us to move, because if we're only going up to 102, that's going to take one candle. Bitcoin's going to go up to 102 in one candle. So the fact that we're chopping around like this, I think is good. Well, it's not bullish, but it's like letting you know that it's not going to go that high. Because if you think about it, you see how easily we can get up to 107? Like maybe it does it multiple times, yeah? Maybe it doesn't even get up there. That's why the longer we spend down here, the more bearish it is. It doesn't mean you won't get up there, but if it was a bull market, shouldn't you just go right up? Because now if we sit down here, where's the top supposed to be? January now? Then you're gonna move it back to February? It's like we're not. The thing is, for February, that's where you go down forever. So for me, for the Moon Boys, if you're looking for a new all-time high, you've got to get it done before February, because the bearish indicators are all saying January, February. But even if you don't use the indicators and you just look at the historical data, 140 days from the top is when Ethereum starts going straight down. So you have until 140 days from the top, which is February. But that's only 70 days from today, or 80 actually. So it's just a waiting game now. There's really nothing we can do. It's there's literally nothing to do, which is why the views are starting to die, because that's what happens. But you know, we got 180 viewers in here, so I can't complain. But I was looking at it this morning how we are actually bouncing between, they could call it the bear market sandwich. See how the green moving average is right on top of the Gaussian channel and the blue moving average is right on top of the bottom of the Gaussian channel? That means you're getting pinched. But you don't normally get pinched. The last time you were pinched was in 2023 and you ended up breaking to the moon. But you got to remember that you were coming from the downside and the blue moving average was on the top and you broke the you broke the blue moving average second and then you went straight up. We already broke the green moving average. Now we're sitting on the blue moving average, which means if and when we break the blue moving average, we're going to go straight down. In 2022, it was the same thing. You broke below the green, you stayed above the blue, you got pinched, and then you went straight down. In 2018, it wasn't the same, but it was similar, where you were in between both moving averages, you were inside the channel. Once you broke the blue moving average, it was straight down. 2014, geez, it was the same thing. Wow. You broke into the channel, you broke the green moving average, you bounced off the blue, you got pinched, then you went to the downside. So when you're caught, and then it was true too for the bullish side. Excuse me, it was true for the bullish side too. Once you broke over the green, you got pinched, you went to the upside. So we're doing the same exact thing that we did on the downside, or to the upside. It's just reversed now, which is why us doing nothing is bearish, because us doing nothing here was bullish because it was a bull market. So the longer we stay down here, it's bearish. If it's a bull market still, then we got to start moving. You know? For the people that are arguing it's a bull market. That's why for me, if we go down one more time, I hope we don't just go like this, because I'm pretty sure most people are not looking for that. Most people are saying relief rally to 100,000. So if we just fell off the table like this, then you would probably get the big ass relief rally. But then the whole chart's messed up. You know, like we're not going to go down by the end of December and then spike up. I mean, technically you could, if it happened in December, you could bounce from December. But the problem with this move is you'd be breaking all structure from prior bear markets. Which, who's to say it doesn't happen, right? I learned my lesson saying this shit has to happen the exact same way. Maybe that's what happens. But if we go any lower than this blue moving average, everything is going to break. MicroStrategy's average cost is 74,000. So if we break 74,000, MicroStrategy is going to go straight down, which maybe it does. But then the whole narrative changes. Well, where's the bottom then? Because if we go straight down from now, then MicroStrategy is going to go right to 90 bucks. Then you're going to expect it to go down again at the end of the year. I feel like that's too bearish. That's too bearish, man. I think what we're doing right now is perfect. We just chop around. People are not convinced it's bearish. You just do nothing. And then you get the relief rally back up. And then for the people that are bullish, like I said 100 times, if it is a bull market, then you get your chance and it explodes. But the longer we stay down here, the more bearish it is. That's why if the fact that we're still down here is not good for the Moon Boys. But you don't want to stay down here for too long, because then it's just bearish. We kind of want to see something. We want to see some type of relief rally. But we've already been down here for 20 days, believe it or not. So clocks tick. Oh no, it's only 18 days. Sorry. I don't know where I got 20 from. We've been down here for almost 20 days. 20 days would be Thursday. But I appreciate the 10. Trump administration will not let the markets fall before midterms. You mean like in 2018? You got to be careful the rubbish that you're consuming, my brother. 2018 was the same exact thing. Trump was president. It was a midterm year, and the markets, the S&P was bullish, but Bitcoin was not. They don't give a shit about Bitcoin, man. If he cared about Bitcoin, they wouldn't have launched a meme coin on Solana, killing the chain. Solana has never recovered from that point. If they really cared about crypto, they wouldn't have done that. But I don't care about the narrative because back here, we were looking for when the top comes, there's going to be something so bullish that it's like unfathomable. And when Trump launched a meme coin, it was like, holy fucking shit, everyone's going to get in. Unfortunately, that was the top. So they could keep the stock market up. But again, in 2018, that was also a midterm election, and the fucking market said S&P to the moon, Bitcoin going to zero. So they don't care about crypto, man. Crypto is a scam. Crypto is literally a scam. Like, how many of us have been scammed? Where you bought a coin and you can't sell it. It's just a shithole. What's up, Meow? Welcome to the middle of the live stream. I wonder if Bitcoin below 30K is possible. No, I don't think so. That's too low. Again, you don't want to just start throwing random shit at the wall. Everything is, at least in Bitcoin's entire history, everything has been pretty structured. So if the trend will continue, we already mentioned many times that the bottoms are getting closer together. So this bottom should be around 150 to 200% away from the bottom, which is 40,000. Which you got a lot of volume here too. I think 40,000 to 50,000 is more than fair, personally. Because even at 40,000, you'd be down 70% almost. Yeah, I think 40 to 50,000 is fair. I think 40 to 50,000 is more than fair. I wonder if I already read that. It's making a bear flag. Yeah, but you can't make it that predictable, I think. I like what we're seeing, I really do. I just hope it doesn't get too bearish to where it just goes down and falls off the table. I hope we just grind. I like what we're doing. It's just grinding. Because like I said before, we can only go so high if it is a bear market. And we don't want it to just pump like this and then come right back down. That would be terrible. So we want it to just grind like this. And then if you're a moon boy, you want it to just explode out of here. But 20 days have passed and we still have not exploded. So the explosion should be coming if you're looking for it. But we're getting a bunch of moving average crosses as well. That signal, the rally should be coming, if I'm not mistaken. Right? This white just crossed below the green. You had a relief rally. Well, actually you crashed and then you had a relief rally. This white moving average below the green. Actually, you went bearish from there. What happened in 2014? Yeah, 2014 you had a relief rally. In every instance, you had a relief rally. Like this one, the relief rally was before the cross. This one, the relief rally was right after the cross. So we just got the cross now. So it does suggest we should get a relief rally. And then I said it in yesterday's video too, where we get a blue arrow on the 6-day time frame. 100% of the time, you've gotten a relief rally. Even if it is a bear market, 100% of the time, you've gotten a relief rally. So we should be looking for a relief rally. I'm not going to count COVID. I mean, you could technically because there was still a rally, but I mean, this giant red candle isn't necessarily chartable price action that was expected. But even in 2016 or 27, whatever year this is, you got the blue arrow relief rally. Like 100% of the time. Okay, this one you didn't get a relief rally, but you did get a relief rally. You just got the crash first and then a relief rally. So this one's a little different, of course, but you still got a relief rally from the bottom to the top of 64%. So if you want to say this one, there was no relief rally, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not going to argue with you. And then that was it. So if I had to bet, I would bet on a relief rally. The thing is, look at what happened. After the relief rally, we crashed. After the relief rally in 2019, we crashed. Although, again, COVID was potentially unpredictable. You had a relief rally. Bitcoin didn't crash. I mean, you crashed technically in this instance, it fell by 30%, but like the crash wasn't until later on. But Ethereum did not, Ethereum went straight down from here, which is why the Bitcoin dominance would play a big part in that. Because the Bitcoin dominance went up in 2018. It's not going up right now. So if ETH BTC starts dumping to the downside after February, then maybe Bitcoin doesn't crash and it just does what it did back in 2018, where it just goes sideways, which would be really unfortunate, but I guess you can't rule it out. But either way, we should get a relief rally. I mean, we are. Like, we are, chat. We're up off the bottom here. We're up almost 17%. Well, we were. So I think we're exactly where we need to be. Just grind up. Each day that goes by, we get more bullish. The RSI is starting to creep up. I saw something that was bullish. Oh, it was Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum is about to turn bullish. The 4-day RSI is about to break this moving average. And the last time you did that was July. You did it here in April. You did it here in September. You did it here in October. Like it's good to see. You also did it in February of 2022. So like we're definitely getting something. Question is it a new high or is it a lower high? And if it's a lower high and it happens to be February, then that's it. It's over. But we're getting a relief rally. We are. It's happening right now. I think it's just less explosive than people are anticipating because the market is aware that we can only go so high. Because another thing that we talked about too is the move down really wasn't that big. So we really can't be looking for the biggest, we can't be looking for the largest relief rally. Now, you might not be looking for a relief rally. You might be looking for a new all-time high. So if that's true, then this is still good price action because it's grinding up. And you could do something like this, very possible. If you're looking for a new all-time high, you're looking for it between December, I think in this window. I think if Bitcoin does not make a new all-time high in this window, the indicators are going to start to roll over and turn bearish. Because I think the daily stock RSI is already getting ready to roll over. So if we spike up like this, and then it rolls over, kind of like here, that would be a big thrust to the upside, which would kind of be something like this. And then this would be your rally to the new all-time high. But if this ends up being a lower high and you get slammed at 103,000, then it's over. So we're seeing exactly what we need to see. We're grinding up. It's bullish, but it's not bullish to the point where it's like holy fucking shit. But that could be brewing because the stock RSI is allowing that to happen. We're getting to that moment where it's like, oh shit, this is about to explode. Yeah, look, the 2-day stock RSI is creeping up too. It's actually almost overbought. So it's coming. You got to give it time. Thing is, if you're looking for a new all-time high, you can't give it that much time because you don't have that much time. But it's definitely coming. You can tell. It's lurking in the background. How do I sign up for your premium membership? I don't have a premium membership. Now, if we don't get the relief rally, here's where the trouble comes. I forget what time frame it was. I like this personally. Now, here's why it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Because if you don't get to relief rally, this white moving average is getting awfully close to the red moving average. If we don't get a relief rally at all, it's going to cross in December and we're going straight down, which is why we kind of got to start moving now. Like, we kind of got to start going up now. Every single time these moving averages have crossed, it spells death. You know? So we got to start moving, man. We went down for the capitulation. If you want to say death didn't happen in COVID, that's your argument. Fine. COVID's always going to be the answer to everything. Oh, well, in COVID, it didn't happen. The fact that we're below, oh, maybe it was a 2-day moving average. No, this one is bullish. Yeah, this one is bullish. Nah, so I was showing you the right one. This one is bullish, which is another reason why we need the relief rally. The white already crossed below the red. I think I showed you this yesterday. Like, we really should be getting some type of relief rally here. It should happen. It's gonna happen, chat. Question is it a lower high? Oh, this one was bearish. There was no relief rally. Question is it a lower high or is it a higher high? Yeah, this indicator is no good. It was the 3-day time frame, yeah. If we don't get any type of bounce now, like in the next 10 days, this white moving average is moving down at an accelerating rate, which is not good. So I would like to see us begin moving up now, please. Which I think we will. Or maybe we grind higher for another like 3 to 5 days and then we start pumping. That would be good too. But this white's about to cross blue. Yeah, that was bullish as well. Yeah, when the white moving average crossed below the blue, it was bullish. Except for 2014, it was bearish. Yeah, you went down and then had the relief rally. We should get it. We should get it. I think we're gonna get it. Oh yeah, we don't even have it on MicroStrategy yet. That's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, no, we should get it, chat. I think it's gonna happen. The bears are all wrong. I'm right. 2026 will be bullish. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that think the super cycle is in play. You'd be surprised. Like, I know there's a stigma that everyone's bearish, but it's just not true, man. There's so many bull tubers on YouTube still. Look at the chat, 70% bull run. Everybody pile in. Everybody pile in. Everybody pile in. Has there ever been a crypto super cycle? No, there has not been a crypto super cycle. That's why the people that are betting on one are betting against history, which often in life, when you bet against history, it's more probable that you lose, but if you do win, you win big. So people that are betting on a super cycle are doing probably going to do very well. But the thing is, it's crypto, so there's a million coins, you know? If we go back up, you just buy something that didn't go up yet. So they're betting against history. Retail has to come back or crypto is dead. Did Ethereum even make a new all-time high in the euro? Oh no, it didn't. Wow, what a rubbish bull run, man. Yeah, but remember in 2020, in 2022 or something, yeah, we finally broke out of this range. We spent so much time in this range, man. Holy crap. Yeah, wow, look at this, man. Dude, Ethereum is done. Look at this. Dude, crypto sucks, man. It's time to retire the crypto propaganda. Yeah, look at this, man. The S&P is doing so well. Oh, what the fuck is that? That was 2020, that's why. Holy shit, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. But since this point, S&P is doing well. Holy fucking shit. What about the coins that already had a bear market? There's always a bottom, man. Not for Dogelon. You haven't been watching Dogelon. Is Dogelon doing good? I just made a new low. Like, not even... Yo, this thing just made another low Tuesday, man. What are you doing? Nah, but Dogelon should have a relief rally too. Even though everyone hates it, it should get a relief rally, I think. Solo TV for 2 says in the back of the bus. I appreciate the 2, man. That's awesome. I appreciate the 2. Appreciate the 2. Thank you very much. My passion for crypto is so over. Honestly, a little bit of my passion came back. A little bit. Just a little bit. You know, I'm trying to change my viewpoint on the markets and not just be stuck to holding shit that just goes to zero forever. Let's see. I need to figure out how I'm going to maneuver my YouTube channel because uh it would be it would be nice to get on the MicroStrategy wagon. It could be possible. The MicroStrategy wagon. But I appreciate the 2 from Solo TV. No, this is gonna happen, dude. This is gonna happen. It is. I have faith. Have faith. Have faith. Whoa. Whoa. We hit blue on the 3-day time frame. Deep blue. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. Yeah, you did that in 2022 as well. You hit deep blue. Holy shit. Nah, it's bearish, dude. Oh man. What about the 4-day? Okay, light blue. Yeah, everything is matching 2022, man. 2018 was just blue instantly. Insta kill. Oh, what about 2-day? Yeah, 2-day's not useful though. All right, I think that's the plan. Plan is gonna be stick to the plan, yeah? Stick to the plan, yeah? Yeah, I hope that guy sells his Jasmy if it spikes. If he gets a lucky spike to like 1 cent, dude. I hope he gets a lucky spike to 1 cent and sells it. Pepe looks like it's gonna bounce too to like 68. I hope that guy sells his Jasmy at 1 cent, man. Because think about it, if he sells his Jasmy at 1 cent and then Bitcoin goes to 50K, he can get 2 Bitcoin and get all of his money back. Or he could get 10 Ethereum. Or he could get 100 Ethereum. Yo, where's that guy that has 1 million Jasmy? What if he sells his Jasmy at 1 cent? ETH goes back to 1,000. He buys 100 Ethereum and rides it to the moon. Yo, that guy's got to sell his Jasmy, man. He's got to wait for the relief rally. Nah, it's about to come. You can see it. You can see it loading. You said you'd post Crunchwrap first week of December, but I still don't see it. Did I? I thought it came out. Maybe it comes out tomorrow. Oh, maybe I pushed it back. I don't know. It should come out. It's the next video. Yeah, maybe I pushed it back. But it's the next video for sure. Because then I got 3 more videos coming out. I sold my house and bought Jasmy. Rick Cogswell is in the building. I have 2 million Jasmy. Yeah, man, you gotta hold on for dear life. The rally's about to start. But I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I just think if it spikes up to 1 cent, it might be you might be better off not holding it. Not telling you to sell though, not financial advice. That's gonna get another 20 beans. Nah, it's alright. I appreciate it, man. Oh no, this guy said I sold my house, car, and clothes and invested in Dogelon Mars. Nah, that guy's gotta be trolling, man. Come on, dude. My buy was 0042. Yeah, but the problem is, even though you're in profit, you could go below. It could go below your entry, man. You know? Like I know that doesn't seem like it's possible, but it is. Because there's a wick down here. So at some point I do think we have to go down there. Which is why if we get this relief rally into February and Jasmy goes up to like 1 cent, if it doesn't get over 1 cent before March, that's probably the top. Or maybe it gets to 1.3 cents. I don't know what it's going to do, but like generally that's the idea. Jasmy made a new high in December of 2024. Wow. Yeah, Jasmy was a good play, wasn't it? 20x. Yeah, Jasmy was a good play. GG. How can 1 million Jasmy at 1 cent be 100 ETH? Because he's got 10 million. I was just hoping you guys put the fucking math together. But I have to explain everything like a toddler. No, I'm just kidding. I knew it was 10 million in my head, but I only said 1 million. Because I didn't think you guys really gave a shit. But I guess you do. That's called pocket watching. Don't worry about how many ETH that guy has, alright? Is that Santander with the Google Chrome? Yo, Santander, welcome back, man. You've been gone for a long time. You've been gone for a long time, man. Welcome back. Now they're saying only 0.25 rate cut for 2025. Yeah, so it says the U.S. Labor Department will release October, November PPI data in January. All right, so you got a narrative. You got a little bit of narrative brewing here. They're gonna release the PPI in January. Relief rally starting now. Everybody pile in. Hurry up. Not financial advice. You got a cat's a Christmas tree? Are your cats young? That's nice, man. Crypto Meow's got a good life going, man. Good for you, bro. You actually did it. You conquered an American woman. You have little cats running around. You got a Mercedes and a Toyota in California. Good for you, man. That's the life right there. That's the life right there. It's 3 a.m. in India right now. My man. Shout out to India. I don't know why everyone dislikes India. India is the backbone of the world. Look at the top CEOs of all the companies. They're all from India. Shout out to India. Crisscross Applesauce, welcome to the end of the live stream. Pojit. Oh no, what the hell is this? Another top forming? It's in your inbox? I don't have an inbox. Meow is buying a McLaren soon. Nah, he'll be alright, man. Meow has what most of us don't have. And I'm not saying this to because we're gonna have it soon. I can feel it coming around, but he has a very positive outlook, and I do too. It's coming. I could feel it. But Mr. Meow is a very positive young man. So we have to be more like him. And what's the other guy's name from the Netherlands? Mighty Man. Mighty Man's got positivity too. India street food is off the hook. I never had Indian street food. All right, chat. That might be all she wrote for today. Nothing really new going on. We're kind of stuck in the peanut gallery. But as the time progresses, these signals will start to develop. We don't yet have a blue arrow on the weekly. I will let you know when we get one. When we do get one, it will signal that the correction or the relief rally is halfway over. An 8-day blue arrow suggests the move down is lurking. 9-day blue arrow says the move down already started. So 9-day blue arrow is no use to us. 8-day blue arrow. What about MicroStrategy? Ooh, look at that. Spot on, nailed the top. 8-day blue arrow on MicroStrategy. 6-day? 6-day says the same thing. Blue arrow, relief rally. 7-day? Oh, wow. 7-day. Oh, the 7-day came early. Christmas came early. What about 5-day? What's more than 7? 8? Oh, we already said that. 9? Yeah, this indicator sucks for MicroStrategy. All right. Do we have red on the 4-day? No, we still blue. Do we have red on the 3-day? No, it's still blue. Oh, you don't get red until the last second. We got red on the 2-day. Now, I'm not gonna lie, cuh. We gotta start moving up now. I'm getting a little nervous. Get a little bear FOMO, a little bear action. Dude, oh, MicroStrategy's bearish though, because the top was in July, not in October. That's why I gotta stop looking at MicroStrategy. Yeah, you're definitely starting to get some bear action on Bitcoin though, for the red. You got a red net. Yeah, you don't have red netting yet for the 3-day. When the red netting comes, that's a signal. Oh, actually, let me add that. We don't have that yet. Okay. All right, chat. Nice little stream today. Hopefully, guys don't get chopped up. It's going to be very tricky to get through this moment, but positive outlook with Bitcoin forecast to 20K. As always, everything said in the stream is just my opinion. None of this is financial advice. I greatly appreciate the super chats and the support. We'll be back tomorrow, as always. And I hope you all have a great day, or evening, or morning, wherever you are. And we'll take this one day at a time. Thanks for watching. None of this is financial advice. And bye.